Yes.
Yeah. I understand that we always choose peace over turmoil. Sometimes I encounter situations where, say, there are two options, and I feel turmoil with both options. Those are situations where if there's a clear-cut, a peaceful, and a turmoil one, that would be easy almost.
Okay, usually, that's a very good question, everybody. Usually, when you have a choices, there's always a choice for a peace. However, if you had gone the direction of an ego, there is no peace in an ego's choices. All of a sudden, let's say let me give you a good example of it. A friend of mine was walking in there and all of a sudden he sees this big guy grabbing this little guy and he's kind of like beating him up. And he jumps in there and he stops the fight. And when he stops the fight, the big guy whips out the badge. He's the FBI guy and this guy is some kind of crook and everything. Now he's in a deep trouble because he actually beat up the FBI guy. You know what I mean? And I asked him, I said, did you feel peace about that? He goes, no. I just thought justice should be, it's all ego. Ego should be, would be, instead of going inside and feeling peace. And so what would you do? And that's what he was asking me. He said, what would I do in there? I said, you could look at another option. You only see the two options that's a turmoil. One option just say, well, I did it, and the other option, you shouldn't be, beating the kid. The third option was apologize. Just say, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I thought I was doing a good deed. And that's what he did, and the policeman just said, okay, the agent just let him go. But the whole thing is there's always another option that would bring you peace. Now, if you are in a situation that is a 3-4 option and all of them are a turmoil, you look at which option has the least turmoil or at least closest to the peace, and you take your option. But I notice in my own life, if there's a little if there, if I have looked in all the situation instead of just looking at these two options. If I had looked at all the situation, I noticed there was an option here that I wasn't looking at that would bring me peace. And the option here is not in the realm of an ego. You get it? In the realm of an ego is an attack. Go get it. I need it. And option is here, allowing, surrendering, letting go, apologizing, saying I'm sorry, saying I love you. And none of these are in the realm of the ego, because ego is about going, getting it, and controlling. This option is out of control. And usually when you look and you only see the option that's in a view of the ego, controlling, getting it, fighting it, arguing it, winning it, and all that stuff, which is realm of ego. But if you be willing to look, you notice, yes, there's also option there that can put you in a peace. And the ego is not going to like it. The ego is saying, no, you cannot do that, because they're wrong. You're right. You have a right to do that. All that stuff that ego does to put you in trouble. But if you can just calm yourself down, and you look, you notice there's an option that brings you peace. And you don't need to do that. And you go for that option. Yes?
When there